In this video, we're going to start Chapter 10. We're going to be looking at volume, and we're going to be talking specifically about the volume of prisms and cylinders. So you want to make sure you can use those formulas to solve problems. Let's take a look at a definition. So volume is the amount of space contained by a solid figure. It is measured in cubic units. So we might use inches cubed, or millimeters cubed, or feet cubed. Okay, so now we're talking about 3 dimensions, where when we were talking about area, we were looking at 2 dimensions. All right, so keep that in mind. It's always important to include your units. So let's take a look at these 2 prisms and think about which one has the larger volume. So this one on the left, it has a height of 3 and a length of 6 and a width of 8. And then this one over here looks a little bit different. It looks like it's maybe been pushed over. So some of these surfaces are parallelograms instead of rectangles like on the left. And the height is 3. It's also 3. So the height here is 3 and the height here is also 3. And then the width is 8 over here, and it's also 8 over here. And the length is 6 on the left and 6 on the right. So if we're thinking about this, they have the same length, width, and height. Therefore, it would make sense that they have the same volume. So that's kind of interesting that even though they have different shapes, since their dimensions are essentially the same, that they would have the same volume. All right, so let's go down here and take a look at the formula for the volume of a prism. It says if B, capital B, this is important because we're going to be using this very much. So if B is the area of the base of a right rectangular prism and H is the height of the solid, then the formula for the volume is volume of a prism is equal to capital B times H. Now, remember that since B is the area of the base, B will be different depending on the shape of the base. Okay, in this picture, the base here is a rectangle, so the capital B for this is going to be length times width. Okay, if it was a hexagonal prism, then the capital B would be our formula for a regular polygon. If it was a triangular prism, then the formula for the capital B would be base times height divided by 2. So you really have to remember that this capital B is going to change depending on the problem. It could be something different every problem. All right, so let's skip this page here and move down to the volume of a cylinder. So again, if B is the area of the base of a right prism or cylinder, okay, so again, B is the area of the base, and we can see here that the base is a circle. So the B here is going to be pi r squared. So the volume of a cylinder is going to be equal to area of the base times the height, just like it was for a prism, except now where B equals pi r squared. So you need to keep that in mind. Alright, so basically the formula for prisms and cylinders for the volume is going to be the same. It's just that the area of the base, that capital B, is going to be different. Alright, so that should be one of your main takeaways from this video. If you have any questions, make sure you get those answered, and we'll see you in the next video.